Welcome to Getting Home Sourced with G. Your one-stop shop for all things real estate. Gianno is your go-to guy with over 25 years of experience in the game, serving up the insider scoop on buying, selling, and investing in two of the hottest markets, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Cabo, Mexico. Whether you're looking to score the perfect home, seal the deal on a sale, or dive into the world of international investments, G's got the tips, tricks, and swagger to make it happen. Remember, in Nevada, the smart choice is the right choice. And when it comes to Cabo, you better go oceanside with Cabo G. If you were looking for a quiet, tranquil show about real estate, this ain't it. Gianno has this thing called passion. Let's unleash the beast. This is Welcome to Getting Home Sourced. And now your host, Gianno.
Hey, what do you say? What do you say? Well, listen, in 2025, we got a lot to say here at Getting Home Sourced with G, and I'm your host, Gianno. And of course, as I always start out with folks, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody listening around the world. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And of course, my first-time listeners, thank you so much for tuning in for 2025 campaign. We're going to have a lot of great stuff to cover this year, folks. Way better than 2024, I can tell you that. We have election inauguration coming up here next week. It's going to be phenomenal. And telling you, folks, it's exciting times here in the U.S. But of course, first, I want to give my heartfelt condolences to, again, everybody in Los Angeles with the fires that have basically uplifted and basically disrupted people's lives. I mean, we're talking about 10,000 homes and over 50,000 acres that are just basically gone and torched, and people are scrambling around right now where to go. And I got to tell you, folks, I know Vegas is another hub for people. I know that with my family on the ground in Los Angeles, people are either going to Sacramento, they're going to Phoenix, or they're coming to Las Vegas, where I'm located at. So again, folks, if you're listening, if you have people that are uplifted and distressed, or if you know of people that have been uplifted and distressed, please have them get in touch with me, 702-528-2810, or they can call me on toll free if they're foreign national at 888-528-2810, or they can get a hold of me at my email, gianno@vegashomesource.com, or go on to my website, www.vegashomesource.com. So again, I'm here for you guys. For my Angelino family, you're going to be coming over here to Las Vegas. You're looking for a rental or for a purchase. I got you covered. Don't get ripped off and scammed on, because unfortunately, everybody takes advantage of a crisis situation, and you have to be careful of that stuff. And I'm here to tell you, 26 years experience, you're going to get protected. I got your back, and don't stress out. I know it's tough times, but again, reach out. We'll get you covered. But today's show, we're covering Las Vegas 2025 and beyond. So, of course, I want to give everybody congratulations and say thank you so much for listening. And more importantly, hey, we're in 2025. So that gives a round of applause for everybody. We made it. We got through 2024. We got good times looking ahead. And we just got to keep our chin up, nose up, face up, head up. Everything's up, because that's how we have to go, with positive attitude and a positive mindset, which brings me to the point that I just got introduced to this book that I'm actively just started reading, and it's called Kiss, Bow, and Shake Hands. And this is a book that talks about different, well, how should I put it, culture and rituals in over 60 different countries. And it's written by Terry Morrison and Wayne Conway. So I highly urge you guys, if you're into book reading, whether it's audio or live like I do, I like to actually read. I don't really like the audio tapes. I got to physically look at it and analyze it, because I'm that kind of guy. Get that book, Kiss, Bow, and Shake Hands. I mean, for me, it's going to be a game changer, because, again, I want to work with people that are coming from different parts of the world, and I want to be respectful, and I want to be gratuitous, and more importantly, I want to be knowledgeable of how to greet you and how to leave you. And I don't want to embarrass myself or, make myself look bad in front of anybody coming to see me that, again, is outside the U.S. So, Kiss, Bow, and Shake Hands, great book. I think it's fascinating. I just got into it, so at least now I can really get informed about what the customs are and the cultural things to do when you're meeting people from different countries, and I'm excited about that. So I wanted to share that with you first and foremost. And also speaking about reading and getting informed and being knowledgeable. So in Las Vegas, realtors here have to renew their license. If you're a veteran like me, 26 years in the business, we have to do what's called continuing education. And every 2 years, this time, I take my continuing ed, which we call CE, and we do 36 hours. And it used to be 24 hours, but because unfortunately the industry has a lot of bad apples, now they bumped it up to 36, which hopefully will weed out the bad apples and keep the good apples like myself still plugging away and growing on the tree and getting bigger and bigger. And I think it's pretty cool because at the end of the day, it's always good to refresh yourself. You get the little nuggets that come our way, something new. In real estate, folks, everything changes. So prices and mortgage rates and economy and life events, and you have to be on top of it all. And I pride myself of being very knowledgeable and professional and experienced to where I can give you the information and share with you the experiences, the ups, the downs, and the all over the place, which I call off-roading, of what goes on in real estate, especially here in Las Vegas, as well as in Arizona, where I'm licensed for 20 years, and Cabo San Lucas, which is my third year. So very interesting times. But I find that the educational aspect for a realtor is important because we're covering contracts, we're covering ethics, we're covering law, we're covering risk reduction, we're covering general. And I think it's important for people to understand that in a profession as a realtor, I pride myself on being the best that I can be. And how can you improve upon yourself, right? And I improve upon myself through the classes that are given to me, the designations that I've attained, like accredited buyer representative, which is important to have because of obviously with all the changes that are taking place. I've always been a buyer's agent. I've always been a listing agent. So it's always good to have those designations. And I just celebrated my second anniversary. So I have to give myself a round of applause for CIPS, which is Certified International Property Specialist. What does that mean? Well, that means, folks, that I have a database of clients and agents throughout the world. So if somebody needs an agent in Italy, I can go log in and see who's licensed in Italy that has that designation to take care of my client no matter what city that they're in, or in England or in Spain, wherever the case might be, South America. That's my book of business. So that's why I have my network, my team, or my groups that I have. So anywhere in the world who has the same designation that I have, we're dialed in. We talk all the time. They have group chats. So when you're a consumer and you're looking to buy in a foreign land, or if you just need a realtor in your own backyard but you don't know anybody, again, that's what I'm here for. I'm the source of the source. I'll put people together because it's all about having that happy relationship, and you got to be comfortable in who you're working with. And that's why, again, with people that are relocating over here, they just get hounded on by tons of people. They probably don't even know their background and what's going on. And then unfortunately, you hear the bad stories, right? So I think it's important. I think that for realtors to be taking the classes, getting informed, and I don't want to say educated because we're not stupid here, but I don't like to use the term educated. I like to use the term, you know, to better improve yourself and to be informed and to have more knowledge. And that really goes a long way because in Las Vegas this year, folks, a lot's going to be happening here, and it's already taking place right now. I mean, we have major sports teams, we have football, American football. We have hockey, we have basketball, we have soccer, and now we're hopefully going to have a Major League Baseball team. So the city is developing. I mean, the medical industry is starting to come into play. Maybe Hollywood's going to be moving out here and putting out studios. There were rumor reports that we were going to have Sony, Warner Brothers, and Paramount come out here, not too far away from each other. But nonetheless, the situation with that is kind of stalling because the studios want the state of Nevada to give them what's called tax credits, which means that they can come in here and the state will help them out. They don't get taxed on their development money in creating jobs here. And I don't think the state's going to go for that right now. So that's still the way to be seen. That's a long ways away. But I think it's important for foreigners that are listening to the show, as well as locals or domestic people, that if you're looking to make a move, again, Nevada, especially Las Vegas, is booming. It's a no tax state country or city or state. You could come in here, you could buy property, and guess what? No state tax. So that's big because compared to New York City, 30% tax. Compared to New Jersey, probably 35 tax. And then you have California, which is probably like 40% tax, is really getting blown out of the water. You're not going to make money in those states unless you're talking about having $1 million properties. And in Vegas, a lot of investors, they want to stay at that 450 and under because then they can get their 4% cap, right? So that's important to understand the math and how you're making your money and how you're declaring it and how you set up title, which we'll talk about when we come back after these commercial messages.
Our hearts are with everyone affected by the devastating fires in California. Those affected still need everyday items, and you can help by donating through the American Red Cross. Visit their website today. From all of us at VegasHomeSource.com, stay strong, LA. Have you or someone you know been affected by the Los Angeles fires? Do you need assistance in relocating to Las Vegas to buy or rent? Well, the smart choice is the right choice with Gianno. He has you taken care of from top to bottom. He will ensure to get you the best house for the best price possible. When in doubt, always give Vegas G a shout. And remember, Las Vegas is the place to be when you're working with Vegas G.
Hey, what do you say? Hey, of course, I got a lot to say. It's 2025. I'm jacked up. I'm excited, and I want you all to be excited as well. So on the second half of the show, I want to throw some stats out, which I think is important because, like I said, I'm a stat guy. I love to read. I love to give the information. And to let the Europeans know, here's a trivia question. What is the number one country that U.S. citizens look to buy in? Well, I'll give you a hint. It's Italy, and I can't believe it. So congratulations, Italy. You are number one on the U.S. citizens search criteria. Secondly is Portugal, because Portugal was doing the golden visa, but I think that they got hammered so hard and fast that they had to pull the brakes back and say, hey, too much. So Italy right now, we're coming in strong, folks. I mean, it's pretty exciting to see that my homeland, people looking to buy over there, great opportunities. So again, if you are a U.S. citizen, whether you're living here in Vegas in my backyard or Arizona in my second backyard or anywhere in the U.S. and you need to go to Italy, get a hold of me. I have my CIPS family, realtors over there that will take care of you and get you in the right city where you want to go. So that's the good stat, number one, to start off with. Now, what are U.S. citizens buying in Italy, since that's the number one country that they're looking at? Well, I happen to have that answer too. So 33% of U.S. citizens that are buying in Italy, are number one priority, 33%, is vacation and rental properties. That's the first thing. Secondly, 20% is basically for a second home, vacation home, or home ownership. So those are the numbers right there that are primary for U.S. citizens, because again, a lot of people looking to have that second country to go to and have that villa or have that house or have that home in the countryside, wherever you want to be. So again, Italy, congrats. I tip my wine glass to you. You did great. Keep up the good work over there. Now, for foreigners that want to come over here, now here's a good stat that I think you may or may not know. 42% of foreigners that are buying here in the U.S., no matter what state or city you're in, 42% is using a U.S. mortgage, which is absolutely outstanding, which is great because they are trying to attain residency. And then once you have your residency, eventually you go for citizenship, right? So you're getting in first, get the property, attain the residency, and then you make your way towards citizenship if that's a direction that you want to go. The other 58% is paying cash. So, hey, guys, congratulations. You're doing 58% cash buyer. That's great. Maybe it's crypto. And I talked about this before, folks. If you have crypto money, no matter where you are in the world, but especially in the U.S. is not taxing citizens that have crypto. So that's the reason why a lot of people in the U.S. are going over to Italy and trying to find deals over there, because if they're in the crypto market, they're converting it, they're taking their cash out, they don't have to pay tax, it's free money, and they're spending like sailors over there. So, hey, if you have the opportunity to get crypto and you're using crypto as a portfolio to build up and you're building your wealth, I would think it'd be a good time to transfer it, get it to, if you look at the purchase here in the U.S., especially in my backyard, Las Vegas, then let's get that converted, buy property. And then when you're here, it's also important. I have immigration attorneys for you to talk to so you know how to take title, because that is very, very, very important that you know how to take title in the U.S. when you have home ownership, because it's not like, let's say, New Zealand, where you're going to an auction. So there is no realtor involved. You just go to the courthouse, or you're going to wherever they're holding their auction. Everybody's got their paddles. They start bidding, and the one that's got the paddle holding up high, you're the winner, right? So we don't have the auction per se over here unless it's a foreclosure. Then what we do is we have a judicial sale where you go to the courthouse steps and then you're doing your auction bids. But that's not really the way we do real estate here in the United States. What we do is we have a realtor, we go look at property, and if you're in a title state like I am, the realtor is basically your attorney. We write up the contract for you. And if you are in a attorney state, which is basically back east in the northern territory, like New York and Massachusetts and New Jersey and what have you, you get an attorney involved. So the realtor kind of shows you the property. Once that takes place, they step aside. You work with the real estate attorney to write the contract, and then you take your property possession. And again, you got to talk to the attorney so you know how to take title, right? So I do know that a lot of Canadians are buying in Florida. 43% stat, they're buying in Florida, and then you have like 25% buying in Arizona. Not seeing too many Canadians coming into Vegas just yet, but I could tell you that they're flocking down to Cabo. Hey, love you guys. Love the Canadians. I know you guys are going through that whole situation with the Prime Minister Trudeau. He's out. Now they got somebody else coming in. Hopefully that's going to help unite the country, because now Canada has their presidential election in October of this year. So now the whole northern continent, Mexico had it first, U.S. second, Canada third, and let's see how that's going to turn out. That's going to be pretty exciting, I think, to say. Now, again, with the foreign buyer, which I think is important for people to know, in Las Vegas, the foreign buyer average purchase price, $475,000 US dollars, which is great because the median price point is $500,000. And in order for a foreigner to make money and have a good return with the rental property, I'm not talking short term, I'm talking just having a tenant in there and doing a year lease and paying whatever the amount is. The average right now is hovering between a 3.5 cap or a 5 cap, which means you're making 3.5 or 5% on your investment. So I think that's important to know for people that are looking to come over here. And speaking of which, a lot of South American people are making their way here, which is great because South Americans are migrating north and they're tackling Las Vegas. Why? Because we are an international city. Now we're getting a lot of international soccer matches coming from Spain, coming from Portugal, coming from Mexico, coming from South America. It's exciting stuff. Now we're trying to get soccer. Obviously, they're trying to revive soccer because the U.S. is going to have the World Cup here in a couple of years. So for years, they've been trying to make Las Vegas a soccer capital. We thought we were going to get some World Cup matches here. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened. But who knows? That could change around considering what happened in Los Angeles. Who knows? That remains to be seen. They could probably change it and relocate some games over here. But I think it's important to understand that with especially South American people, I mean, again, they have cash. They're coming up here. They're doing the same thing, whether they have crypto or whether they have regular dollars that they're converting. They're making the investment because they know the opportunity. And To get a bank account here, folks, as long as you have what we call an ITIN, so it's ITIN, which is basically like a social security number for foreigners, easy to get through an immigration attorney. Now you can create a bank account. So once you have a bank account, you can put the money in there. Once you put the money in there, now you can go and establish that residency, because that's what you want. Establish a residency, get in, and then once you're there, then the next step is if you want to go to citizenship, then you go through that process, right? So that's what a lot of people I think are doing. They're taking advantage of that opportunity. It's very, very friendly for people to come in here, doing it the right way, getting your property, and then from that point forward, doing whatever you want. If you want to just use it as a foreign investment and you stick as a foreign entity, you could do that. Or if you want to have it create an American entity, it just makes it that much stronger, and you get to enjoy the opportunities of the tax breaks here too. So I would advise that if you are looking to be a foreign investor and coming here, talk to an immigration attorney or contact me. I have tons here for you that are really, really good. Let's get you set up, get an American entity set up, get your ITIN, get your bank account open. I'm telling you, it's going to make a world of difference. So on that note, I want to say thank you everybody for listening. Again, love you all. I want you to have a great week, and I'm going to talk to you soon. God bless. Take care.
You have just listened to Getting Home Sourced with your radio host, Gianno Buonaguro. This podcast is a registered trademark and may not be reproduced without the express written consent of VegasHomeSource.com. For additional information about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, call or text Gianno toll-free at 888-528-2810 or visit his website at VegasHomeSource.com. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.